I asked you guys to ask me anything, and some of these questions are very interesting. So let's get into it. The first question is, what is my favorite song? Do I have a favorite song? I don't know. I'm so indecisive. Let me see. Right now that I'm listening to, there's only like a few songs that I'll listen to on repeat for like a few weeks, and I just won't stop listening. Like, I will listen to the same songs over and over and over again. The 3 songs that I've been listening to: Keep Your Head Up by Tupac, I Like the Way You Kiss Me by Artemis, and What You Know About Me by Glorilla. Okay, someone asked me, why am I not close with my family? Like, why don't I have good contact with my family? I'm just gonna say it directly. My parents both abandoned me. That's basically it. Really, I can't explain too much, but basically my real mom had me, and then she left really to better herself, like improve, get a job and whatever, but really she was just partying. And then my dad, he never showed up to the hospital. I understand my parents were not married, so they separated and they had their own families, but I saw those families just grow up, have a relationship with each other. I wanted to be involved in my family, but my mom, my real mom, had a family, my real dad had a family, and both of them didn't want me to be involved. I wanted to contact my siblings. I wanted to contact my siblings from both my mom's side and my dad's side. Many of my siblings don't want to contact me, so there's not much I can do. Like, really, it's not up to me, it's up to them. My real parents, I will never consider them my parents. Like, I call them my parents for this video, but when I'm talking about them in real life, like, they're not my parents. Like, it's really heartbreaking to talk about sometimes. And if you know, you know. If you were a child who grew up with both parents that abandoned you, it's really hard. It's really fucking hard. Growing up without parents, or with parents that don't say I love you and who abandon you, you start to just hate yourself. When I grew up, I struggled a lot with hating myself and just like criticizing. Like, I couldn't grasp the concept that my parents abandoned me, and that is not my fault. Even with people that I'm with every day and that I want to form relationships with, it's really hard because I start to overthink, like, what if it's my fault when people don't text me back, or when I feel like I accidentally hurt someone. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like, it's my fault, I'm a terrible person, and I'm afraid to lose people because of my parents. So I live with my grandma, but I call her my mom, and she's so sweet, bless her. Like, without her, I would grow up in foster care, but I live with her. Well, before I lived with her. The other thing why I'm not close with my family is that I'm the only deaf person in my family, so none of them sign. Like, they're all hearing and I'm the only deaf person. So, like, I sign, they don't sign. And when I started to learn sign more, and I started to interact with the deaf community and have more deaf friends, started leaning towards sign language and not English. I didn't stop speaking English, but I leaned towards sign language, and I was more involved in the deaf community. Someone said, how do you say all the curse words in ASL? I don't know why you want to learn so bad, but if you're really curious and you're just dying to know, just go ahead and look it up. But just letting you know, if you meet someone and then you try to curse them out, just know you're gonna sign it wrong, and that's embarrassing for you. Someone asked me, have I met some of my fans, and what were some of the most meaningful experiences from that? It's really interesting to meet some of you guys because most of the time I'm just here, like, sitting in my room. Well, this is not my room, but I'm just most of the time I'm just sitting here and I'm recording and I'm signing and I'm just like talking to a camera. So it's really different because when I'm just filming myself, I don't know how to act, but when I'm like with other people, then I know how to interact with other people. So it's really cool to meet you guys because then I feel more inspired and more, what's the word? I don't know, I just feel happy. Like, you guys make me so happy, and I just love seeing you guys smile and meeting me, and I love giving you guys hugs. There's this one girl, I used to go to UCF, and this one girl, like, I was in this ASL club. I was like talking with my friend, and this one girl comes up and she has this note, and like I'm reading it, and this note is so long, like there's so much writing, and I just like fall to the floor because like I was just so I was in shock. Like I started crying in front of her. Like my comfort show or movie, I would have to say, is My Little Pony. What is one place that I want to travel to? Japan. Actually, I haven't bought a ticket yet, but soon I'm gonna buy a ticket and go to Japan, and I'm really excited because that's my dream place to go to. Japan, there's like this deaf school, and I really want to go into the deaf school and interact with the deaf students. I don't know if that's possible. I think it's possible. I'm gonna manifest this. So when I go to Japan, I'm gonna go into the deaf school, and then I'm gonna meet the deaf students, and then I'm gonna interact with them, and I'm gonna learn JSL, which is Japanese Sign Language. I can do it because I'm Liz. I can do anything. What is my favorite food to cook? So far, I really like to cook teriyaki chicken because it's really easy. Like the sauce is really easy to make. It takes like 5 minutes to make the sauce, and then you just cook the chicken and bam. It's really delicious. What hobbies do I have? I horse ride. I've been doing that for like many years, like since I was 12 years old. What else do I do? I don't know, I draw, but lately I've stopped. I like cooking, I like baking, I like playing with my cat, I like walking, I like going to the gym. I don't know. What advice can I give you for going to a university next year? Don't give them any more money than you have to. For example, tuition, that's expensive. Obviously, pay your tuition. If you don't need to dorm, don't dorm. I know that the people, like not the students, but who, I don't know, there's like people who work at the university. There's like people who will like try to convince you, oh, please come and live in our dorms, it's more easier. We'll be more like immersed in the college community and blah blah blah. Like, yeah, you will become more immersed in the college community, but is it worth it? Really not, because sometimes those dorms are awful. Well, most of the time the dorms are awful and how they're set up, and the roommates, and if you don't like your roommates, you're stuck. Sometimes those dorms are like really dark and there's no windows, and it can become really depressing. Those dorms can be the same price as tuition. Don't buy textbooks, because I know the professors will try to like tell you, you need to buy the textbook, you need to buy it, but honestly just wait until like 3 weeks into the semester and then see if you actually need to buy the textbook, because sometimes the professors will give you homework but you can't actually do the homework until you buy the textbook. So that sucks, but sometimes the professors will try to tell you like you must buy the textbook because we will be using it for the whole semester, and then you literally buy the textbook and you don't use it at all. Just look up a free PDF of that textbook online. It's the same thing. Showing up to class is a suggestion, but I highly recommend showing up to class, because if you start skipping, I know you have free will, you can do whatever you want, but if you start skipping those classes, soon your grade will tank, and that happened with me. One last tip, and this is what I found out with your major. You don't have to decide like right now on your major, but the problem with switching your major, they don't tell you how many times you can switch it until you have to pay more money to go to college because you continue to switch your major. Someone asked me, how can I stop myself from having high expectations in a relationship? Baby, it's not you, it's them. So you can have high expectations. I have high expectations. Someone asked me, how much do I spend on my nails? I feel like it depends on your area and what kind of nails you're getting. These are my real nails. They're not fake. These are called hard gel. So they're a little bit more expensive than like acrylic or what is it called, Gel X. After design and everything, like these were about $75 to $80. So it's called hard gel slash poly gel builder. Like it's called hard gel builder. It's 100% hard gel builder. It's about $50 plus, kind of depending what kind of designs you want. For the design level, typically I get like design level 1, so that's like plus $20. And then yeah, I went into my casting. This is my room. Had to walk all the way down the stairs and then all the way back up the stairs just to realize that he was upstairs the whole time and that he was under the bed.